Philippine Supreme Court has upheld a law requiring sex education in all schools. It also forces the government to provide contraception to the poorest Filipinos there.
Why are you putting yourself in God's shoes?
It's not our place as humans to extinguish that life.
Taking the pill does slightly increase the risk of developing a blood clot, and some studies, though not this one, have shown a slight increase in the risk of cervical cancer and breast cancer.
But the Irish bill seeks to prevent and frustrate the Lord our God.
I've experienced some side effects of being on the contraceptive pill, and of those, 99 had had blood clots while being on the pill.
If life was given to us naturally, then why should we live it artificially?
Hello, Doc. This is Susan. Ano scheduled po for my IUD? Yes po. Yes, Doc, it's final already. We've talked about it now. And we've decided na ayaw na po namin madagdagan ang mga anak namin, Doc.
Tara na. Tara na. Ito, binili ko. Trust. Tara na. Tara.
No. I'm sorry.
Human population has increased as the years pass by, which leads to a worldwide issue of overpopulation. Proponents like Thomas Malthus, as well as many countries today, believe that overpopulation is the root cause of various problems such as climate change, poverty, scarcity, and spread of diseases. However, is it the truth or the irony? Population control is managing the number of people in an area or state. Today, this is most commonly done with the use of artificial contraceptives or birth control. Artificial contraceptives can be defined as any product, procedure, or practice that uses artificial or unnatural means to prevent pregnancy. These include condoms, pills, intrauterine device, injections, and abortion. Many governments believe that by these methods of population control, they can solve poverty and other problems. But why is it a moral issue? Population control and artificial contraceptives is considered a moral issue for it affects the individuals and economy, and it violates human rights, the natural law, and the church teachings. Contraceptives affecting individuals. Contraceptive puts our health at risk. Hormonal methods of birth control contain artificial progesterone or estrogen and progesterone. They affect the hormone levels in a person's body, so many people experience side effects shortly after taking them. Possible short-term side effects of birth control include bleeding between periods or spotting, headaches, nausea, breast tenderness, weight gain, and mood swings. The American Cancer Society, or ACS, says that people who have taken birth control pills are slightly more likely to develop breast cancer than those who have never used them. Population control affecting economy. Another aspect that the population control affects is the economy. Due to the diminishing population of the young people, the aging workforce rapidly increases, which affects productivity. Violating human rights. In some countries, the government enforced their citizens to control their number of children in response to overpopulation. The most famous example is China, wherein they imposed a one-child policy in 1980. To analyze, families were forced and were not given the freedom to have their desired number of children. Most women have no choice but to undergo contraceptives or abortion. Thus, population control violates human rights. However, they slowly felt the struggle in economy as the years passed by, wherein lesser young population resulted to lower productivity. Thus, in 2016, they changed it to two-child policy. The same experience is true with other first world countries like Japan and Singapore, who are now alarmed by their declining population, static economic progress, and the fear of losing identity. This backs up the statement, overpopulation is a myth. Experts like Austin Roos and Fred Pierce emphasize that the claim that the world is overpopulated is a myth, nor not true. There is no exponential growth in population, for ever since the 1960s, the population growth rate has plummeted. The fertility rate of women has also been declining. In the Philippines, there was a huge decrease in population growth rate from 1.68% in 2015 to only 1.35% in 2020. In the case of most first world countries, they felt the negative effects of population control in the long run. Their lifelong belief that overpopulation is the cause of poverty is therefore not true. Clearly, overpopulation is not the problem, but the population control itself. The real culprit in a country is not the number of citizens it has, rather, the bad governance, as affirmed by Thomas Sowell and Walter Williams. Population is actually an asset, for the more the people there are, the higher the labor force, the more productivity in a country could be. Moreover, overpopulation is not the cause for the scarcity of resources. It is the overconsumption by the rich people and many multinational companies. In fact, if only these resources are properly allocated to everyone, then there shall be no scarcity felt in some areas of the world. Population control and artificial birth control methods are considered immoral or against the church teachings. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28, God said, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over all creation." According to the Old Testament, the general injunction of marriage is to increase and multiply. The Roman Catholic natural law tradition accepts that the purpose of sexual intercourse between husband and his wife is procreation and ends as fostering the mutual love of the spouses. Based on the Catechism of the Catholic Church, human life is sacred because at the very beginning it involves the creative action of God and will remain a special relationship with the Creator where life begins and ends. No one has the right to destroy an innocent human being. Generally, population control and the use of artificial contraceptives is against Thomas Aquinas' natural law, for it violates self-preservation and procreation. What is allowed? The Roman Catholic Church allows natural birth control, in which having sex during the infertile period of a woman's monthly cycle. On the other hand, artificial methods of contraception are banned.
If life is given to us naturally, then why should we live it artificially? We are given the gift of life with the natural inclination of procreation. By adopting the population control and the use of artificial contraceptives, we are disrupting our very nature along with risking our health and bodies. Let us stop believing that overpopulation is the root cause of poverty and other problems. Instead, we shall promote equality between the rich and the poor and uphold human life and dignity in our progress. We shall abide with what is moral, that is, to do what is natural and to be natural. So, join us now and say, no to artificial population control methods, and yes to natural family planning and self-preservation.